T-Man 978 Chill Review. Hello everyone, T-Man 978 bringing you X-TRANSBOTS Master X Series number 1, Apollyon. Apollyon's main box comes packaged inside of this box sleeve. It has the X-TRANSBOTS logo on the top of it, and unfortunately mine has a bunch of scars and scuffs on it. I don't know if it's coming off good right there on the camera. Like there's a dent right there. I don't know if everybody's box is going to be like that. I don't know if it happened at the toy store that I bought it from, or if it happened at the manufacturing level. But at least it's doing its job. It's just a sleeve, so it's supposed to protect the main box inside. At any rate, after I take this guy out of this box sleeve, things are going to be coming at you really quick because I don't want this video to run really long. And I may not even include the transformation in this video. If I don't, I'll put a card in there so you can see the transformation. Here is the front of his packaging. And I don't know why or what's the legal reasoning, but much like other companies that make transforming robots that's not Hasbro, the picture is very like dark and just shadowy and you can't even really see the figure. Here's the spine of the packaging. And it says, "From Liberty's ashes, order rises." That's written all over this box. Here's the back of the packaging, and it features some Transformer-like details, some G1 Transformer-like details. Right here, you actually do get to see the actual figure more clearly with that bio and tech spec. And I bet if you put one of those red tech specs, read decoders, you would be able to see that better. But anywho, here are some other releases I believe they're going to be releasing soon. But there they are on the back of the box. Here's the top of the box. It has this tape with the X-TRANSBOTS logo on it that shows that you've opened it. Here's the bottom featuring some upcoming robots. And now the opening section where we get to see the actual toys. I opened it up earlier and put it back in there, but basically you see everything that's included. And you can't really see this, but the instruction manual and some other optional parts are in there. Now let me get this open. Get your paws and finger together because here's all the things that he is packaged with. Starting with his instruction manual, which is a real manual. It has a little comic on the back of here. You can read that at your own leisure. But that's that. Next we have a hard plastic collector's card with his bio and technical specs on the back. You can call these what you want to call them, but the official name is the Sigma Activation Key. It's made out of gold plastic or gold painted plastic. It's nicely detailed. This is the Pistol of Betrayal. Got some nice chrome painted silver right there. Really good detail. It's made out of plastic. His Mason chain, optional accessory for his hand. Transparent plastic with a real metal chain. Asteroid wound attachment that goes on his chest to show that one time an asteroid hit him in the chest. Here are his alternate mode and battle stand parts. And this scope part has an orange plug on it that you'll have to pry loose later. Here's his nicely detailed clone control helmet. It has several different paints on here. Looks really good. And what he does with this helmet is, you put this helmet on his head, and now you act out a particular scene that goes like this. I'm the real Optimus. No, I'm the real Optimus. I'm the real Optimus. No, you're the real Optimus. No, you're the real Optimus. Not a chance. You're the real Optimus. No, you're the real Optimus. And take this matrix I stole from you earlier. Okay, thanks. Dough! Lastly, but most certainly not least, he comes with 2 new shoulder joints for his ball jointed shoulders. Now, I've already placed the new shoulders in there, but you definitely need those new shoulders. They even give you a screwdriver to take it apart with. And it also comes with this thingy that I have no clue what to do with. But without further ado, and now we have Apollyon in all his glory. Before I go any further, let's try to get that orange cap out of his back. Ta-da! Not only was I able to get that ugly orange cap out of his back with little to no effort, but I also found a sticker for his chest that for some reason looks appropriate on him. Anywho, when I opened this guy, I'm gonna be honest with you. 2 things happened to make me totally dislike him. But once I corrected one thing, it made me feel good about the purchase. But anywho, the shoulders out of package right now, they are nice and tight and they can hold outward moving poses. It can go up about that much before it stops, but then it comes down a little bit due to gravity. And you can raise them up now that I put the new joints on there. But before I put them on there, they're just floppy on both sides, and they just popped off so easy. Now this new joint in there, I don't think that's ever going to come off. You have to really try hard, and if you want it to come off, I would suggest unscrewing this screw right here and another screw in the back of the arm about right here, and then popping the arms off the joint. But other than that, I really dig this dude. My other problem that I had, because I said I had 2 problems, I was looking at his fingers. I was like, man, these fingers are amazing. He has 3 knuckles in each finger, and they can spread out and get into some awesome poses. I've always wanted to play with some articulated hands like this since I've been seeing hands like these online. But then I was looking at this thumb joint, and I was like, man, that looks thin right there. And right as I was thinking it, I turned it and it popped right off. So I was like, oh my God. But after playing with it for a little bit, I realized you just have to be very careful. I mean, it stays in place well, but you just have to watch how you move it and how you bend it, or else it's gonna pop off. I'm just not even gonna lie about that. But other than that, the new ball joints are really tight. When you raise them up, you don't have a problem, but when you push them down, right now it's getting better, but it tended to knock the shoulder joint right here, this black shoulder joint, it kind of made, yeah, it did that when you pull it up. But you just have to, it'll wear down over time, I guess. So you have to be careful about how you move that. But other than that, this guy looks amazing. I mean, this face looks way better in person to me than it did online. He came out really good. And really represents what I remember of a character that looked a lot like this guy. And it's I'm really happy X-TRANSBOTS made this, since that other company refused to make him. Anywho, if I have any other problem, it's the panelly legs, but due to the transformation, and I don't think there's anything else you could have did. Now, one thing I'm not liking, and I don't know how to fix it back, but I swear these were firmly attached when I took them out the box, but I cannot get them to go back in there, which is a bit annoying. I guess once I play with them a little bit more, I probably will figure something out, but man, he looks good. This is what I had to work with before, and yeah, he was good, but I never really was 100% satisfied with him. Like, for one, these thin, gangly legs and the joints and just all these pieces. Like, if he's panelly, he has panels too that just fall off. And these shoulders, just the head that doesn't want to stay up. This guy he felt more like, instead of a masterpiece, he was like a masterpiece version of the original G1 Megatron toy. Let's go into this guy's amazing articulation. The head can do a 360. You can look down. You can look up about that much, which is a lot. The shoulders only go out about that much, like I mentioned before. They do 360. He has a bicep swivel and an elbow that bends more than 90 degrees. Now, I think this is supposed to bend down with that, but I haven't been able to make it do it. I showed off his fingers and thumbs. His hand can go inward like that too, and rotate 360. He has a waist joint. No ab crunch. These flaps on his legs can go out to the side, and his leg can go out to the side that much. This flap can go up forward, and he can kick forward, and his leg can go up like that high. He has a 90-degree bend. I was wanting double jointed knees, but I guess beggars, I can't get everything I want. I don't believe there's any type of, he has thigh swivel, and his feet can go, they can go forward. They can elongate for even more forward motion, and he has ankle pivot, and he has a heel spur right there. So he has a ton of articulation for really good poses. Well, I figured out over here, if I close that arm all the way and then bend it out, that bends out to close up that little gap before it bends out of the way. But on this side, that doesn't really seem to be the case. It doesn't latch on. It latches on over there, but not so much over here, which is a bit unfortunate. Special feature with his cannon, if you don't want it to be side mounted, you can rotate this panel around, put it on top of his arm, and then rotate the gun around, and bam. Now it's on top of his arm. His chest, if you have a fingernail, and I left this one on purposely for this, you can see that little crystal inside of his chest. I think on the G1 cartoon episode for this show that had a character that looked like this guy, I believe that was called the Heart of Cybertron. And this side also opens up to reveal nothing. But if you take this little part off, not only did the panel come off, but this little clip came off too. You slide that off. Slide the little clip onto here. And then peg it into place on his chest, which isn't really easy. Okay, come on. Peg it there and shut it. And you can pretend he has an asteroid chunk that blasted into his chest while he was flying in space or something like that. The fusion cannon just pops right off. So you can pretend that got knocked off of him. And now he has a reason to wield this Betrayer's pistol. Open his fingers up. He has a peg hole in his hand. He has little pegs on the side of the gun. Push that in there. Wrap the fingers around. Put one finger at the trigger. And bam, he's holding that gun very nicely. As we can see here, he's wielding his little laser sword. which is the same deal. He has a peg in the handle of the sword. You put it in the hand, wrap the fingers around it, and now he gets to slice folks up, especially Optimus Prime. The Sigma activation key, you can get his fingers to wrap around and hold that key in his hand. Now the ball and chain, I'll show you how it's supposed to work. You lift this panel up, lift this panel down, put his thumb into that orientation and close his fingers up. Spin the hand around, roll the hand into the place right there. Now I'm scared of the fingers breaking, so I'm not going to use too much force. But that's basically as closed in there as tight as I can get it. This little notch right there has like an open ridge on this right there. What you're supposed to be able to do is slide. Oh, I actually got it to work. Wasn't able to do it at first. Well, close that and go up there. And now he has a ball and chain mace so he can whack fools in the head. Guess what? Apollyon has a special bonus feature. On this arm, he has a little ridge that if you took a little birdie that looks like this, based on a guy who never fails him, you can take his foot, peg it there, and now Masterpiece Laserbeak can actually perch on his arm and be praised by Apollyon. Isn't that nice? He doesn't fall off. And I believe that's that for robot mode. I've been waiting for years to get a robot that looks like this box art right here, and this is so close to that. I mean, it's extremely close, and I'm so happy. Now let me try to get to this alt mode. I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna put a separate link to a different video. Here's Apollyon in his base gun mode. It took a long time to get to this, and I almost went insane a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. Whew, the trigger works in this mode. The safety works. I didn't try to look through here, but there's electronics in the scope, so you can't see through the scope. I don't have any batteries, so I can't make the lights light up. I don't know what type of battery they use. There's some type of, it's in the instruction manual. Hold on. I feel like saying all that so you can read it for yourself. Well, basically, you unscrew the scope right there, pull that out, the cap off, pull that part off, and put the batteries in there. But there's that. Now to put the stock part on, which slides up like that. Put the long silencer on there. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but that barrel is all die cast. And here's the full size Apollyon, who's too big for my review area, so I'll kind of zoom out of my normal area. And he's a really big gun and really faithful to, let me just say it, Megatron. So he's very cartoon accurate and very nice. That's what he looks like on this side. I couldn't get this to slide forward good enough, which was kind of frustrating. The transformation was really tough for me. I had to watch someone else's review, who, watching them editing, I know they had as many problems as me. So I promised a transformation, but I'm gonna have to film that another day, or film that at another time, because it was extremely difficult. I think I could do it now without instructions, but woo, man. Anywho, let me go back to my go back to robot mode and do final thoughts. Well, I've changed settings again. If you guys have been paying attention, the background has changed like 3 times. But anyway, final verdict, I really enjoy this guy. He is what he's supposed to be, a masterpiece. He has a lot of weight to him. If I have any problems, I wish his shoulders could go outward a little bit more, which they can't. And I wish this was on a little bit better, this fusion cannon. And the transformation is extremely, extremely hard. I mean, just one thing that I didn't keep in mind when I was playing with this, because this is my first adult collector's toy, period. All my other transforming robots are made by Hasbro, and Hasbro doesn't make any toys with adults completely in mind. They're always thinking about kids, and this is completely an adult collector's toy. So I had to keep in mind things like positioning the fingers. You have to be more delicate than you would have to be with a Hasbro release. And transforming them, all these fiddly, panely parts, that's something an adult will be able to do better than a kid. So it's something I had to get into my mind, and why I wanted to re-record this, my final thoughts here on this toy. But other than that, he's pretty much perfect. He is a masterpiece, or a Master X, like they say. Any other problem with my particular figure? This panel right here still doesn't stay shut. And I've retransformed this thing, and I can't figure out how to get that back in there. So maybe it's just mine, maybe it's all of them, but all in all, Apollyon is good. I'm gonna re-record my transformation of this guy because I did a horrible job, and then I'm gonna put a card in the video for that. So this might come out way before that, I don't know. But anywho, if you like the video, give me a like, share, subscribe. T-Man 978, out of here.